Hi there, my name is Alicia and this is Thrive with Salvia. Are you tired of listening to get rich fast business stories? If you have ever been interested in making money online, you definitely know the feeling. In Thrive videos, we talk about business mindset, motivation, e-commerce in general, and dropshipping, and sometimes dropshipping t-shirts. Who here has an interesting small business that just takes over with a profit each and every month? What are your stories? It's always exciting to hear other people's business stories. I decided to make a reaction video based on real comments from Reddit, in which real small business owners tell their stories. To make this video more informative so you can understand what it takes to run a business like the person in the comments does, we will estimate the starting cost of starting such a business. After that, we will compare these estimations with opening an online store without inventory, my business of choice, as you all already figured out. Let's begin. The first story is, I bought land near the largest apartment complexes in 3 small Midwest towns and built garage-sized storage facilities. The business almost runs itself. Okay, storage facilities. I have never been interested in anything like this, but I suppose it should be relatively affordable. First, I suppose such facilities shouldn't be expensive to build compared to houses, for example. Second, as I see it, they normally are located in the outskirts of the cities where land isn't expensive. So let's see if that's true. So you can buy an already built storage facility complex like this one for $300,000, or this one for $550,000. or this one for over $1 million. As you can see, their starting price is somewhere around $500,000, and I'm talking about small cities where land doesn't cost an arm and leg. The better the location and potential profitability, the higher the price. Let's imagine we want to build everything from scratch. Then the general rule of thumb I've just Googled behind the screen is that the price of the land is only about 25–30% of the total development cost. Building costs about $25 to $40 per square foot, according to the same article. Let's say you bought a lot for $50,000. Your lot is 15,000 square feet. You will build on, let's suppose, 7,000 square feet. $30 multiplied by 7,000 square feet is $210,000 just at the beginning. That doesn't include expenses on amenities, promotion, and employees that will help you develop and run the business. Though the topic starter managed to do fine without all that or just didn't mention it. Keep in mind that this number may change because it's only an approximation. But either way, this type of business will probably require tens of thousands of dollars to start. Continuing the conversation about buying property, we're moving on to the next story. I bought a house for $7,000. It was a good deal, but $25,000 is not unusual for this zip code. It's a rundown part of a Rust Belt city in flyover country. I usually make $700 a month gross from my 3 roommates, plus it's housing for me and tentatively my boyfriend. I've been paying $425 a month at my last place. My expenses are the utilities, internet, dumpster, taxes, and insurance, so some month I just break even, but I think I'm in the process of getting my $7,000 back. Wow, I would never thought $7,000 could be enough for real estate. Even considering that not every month of leasing the house is profitable, it's still a great alternative to renting a house. It's your own property, you know what I mean. But to lease a house or an apartment as a business, you will have to do some serious work to find an affordable offer in a good neighborhood. If you want to buy something decent in a lively place and not play Russian roulette, be ready to pay at least $50,000. I sell pizza. Started with 1 place, figured out what I was doing. Now I have 3 with a 4th opening in April. Not franchises, since everyone always asks. Well, almost everyone likes a piece of pizza every once in a while, so a pizza place sounds like a quite profitable business idea, doesn't it? Let's see how much it can cost to open a pizza place. First and foremost is the land. What does the internet tell us about such a business? Here the cost per square foot can vary. Anywhere from $100 to $800, depending on the location, size, and furnishing. If you rent the space, be prepared to pay up to $11,000 as a security deposit. Equipment and interior will cost you around $20,000 to $40,000. Staff training and buying items for the customers can cost up to $30,000 to $50,000. Advertising can cost up to $35,000. For what period? It doesn't say. Okay, let's take it as startup marketing expensive. Whoa, you need a lot to start a pizza business. Your business won't bring income for the first month, but you will need to maintain the business and pay salaries, and sales volume could be low, so having a capital of at least $20,000 is a must. Administrative and development costs could range between $2,050 to $100,000 depending on the state. Let's now calculate everything. I will take an approximation for every category. As you can see, you will need around $120,000 in total without paying for land or rent. Okay, let's get to one of the fancy business stories. Structural engineer here. I'm fortunate enough to use online project tracking and payment systems to ease the pain of collecting and sell my expertise and signature to clients who need building permits, additions, inspections. It can be tedious, but I'm very grateful for the rate at which I'm needed sometimes. It sounds really cool and really complicated, at least to me. I'm curious, but I will not try to break down this idea since I'm not sure what expenses this kind of business has. But what is clear as a day is that to work as a structural engineer, you have to become one. You can get a 4-year degree for anywhere from $10,000 a year and up. If you have an engineering degree already, you can try applying for apprenticeship or get support through a special membership. Even though everyone is fed up with dropshipping t-shirts, it's still a much friendlier kind of business for beginners. This person says, misplaced a cell phone and didn't have a landline to call it. I built a website to do just that and grew it into a small business that basically pays my rent for a few hours of work a week. That sounds like some kind of magic. I want to try this out. Let's just Google such a service. I'm typing in my phone number. Call. Wow, it works. My life will never be the same. I have no idea how this person earns their money because it either can be from ads on their website or their service requires payments. To start such a site, besides expertise, you'll need to pay for a domain name. It will cost from $2 to $20 a year, and hosting, which usually starts at $5 a month, which leaves you with a startup budget from $60 to $100. The calling part must be paid system too, but I have no idea what kind of technology it is, so I don't have anything to say about that, I'm sorry. I started an app development company with my wife about 7 years ago. We are both software developers by trade. Originally started out on iOS and have since expanded to Mac OS, Android, and Windows. We are currently doing around $800,000 a year in revenues. Expenses are minimal, $1,000 a month or so on servers, so most of that ends up in our bank account at the end of the day. Wow. Now that's the definition of a family business in the 21st century. One of the most impressive business stories I heard. I wouldn't say any number in regards to starting a company and running it because prices even for servers can vary drastically, for example. But let's see how much you need to pay to become a software developer. If you choose online courses, their price can start at $8,000. I'm not talking about university degrees that can cost a fortune. Check this business story out. Painter and decorator here. I own a small painting business which has been at steady pace over the last year. I hire subcontractors when the pressure is on, but mainly do all the work myself. No advertising is used, just word of mouth through property managers and real estate firms. I don't make massive amounts of money, but I do have the freedom of having a lot of spare time not working. In this spare time, I focus on the things I enjoy most. Life ain't about making a lot of money. At the end of the day, time is money. Make use of it wisely. You see, jokes about painters being jobless are totally irrelevant. And that's good for her. Having time for yourself so you can do what you love is extremely important. To start such a business, $2,000 will be just enough. This price can be lower if you don't hire anyone and do everything by yourself, like the person from the story. This is one of the most affordable small business ideas so far. Oh, my inner beauty guru is excited. I own a small online-only skincare company. I do R&D, manufacturing, bottling, labeling, fulfillment, customer service, the whole shebang, with the exception of the logo and label design, which I used a freelancer for. The entire business is a one-woman show. I started making skincare products without any goal to sell them. I just missed being in a chem lab, so I set one up in my kitchen and played around with recipes I found on the internet. I started perfecting my recipes, got my blog followers to test them out and gave me feedback, and ended up with a couple of products that I thought were effective and unique. I created an LLC, got all my ducks in a row, and launched with first those 2 products. I only spent about $3,000 pre-launch, so I broke even within the first 2 months. I still have my regular day job, but my skincare company makes enough that I could leave my day job if I wanted to. Even though I'm really into makeup and beauty, creating my own product line company has never crossed my mind. I used to think that it will require a whole lot of time and money. But this person's business story made me think that it doesn't seem like something out of this world. People in the industry say starting your own skincare line can cost you from $2,000 to $20,000. If you want to start small and take things slowly, I'm sure that $2,000 is just alright. Either way, you're just starting and you don't want to put a lot of money into this venture. Taking your time has never hurt anyone. The next person says, I created Camel 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 and run it with 2 friends. It wasn't intended to be a business, nor even a long-term project, but people started using it and now we are approaching our 9th anniversary. Just had our millionth user sign up. Sounds like I should be in the t-shirt dropshipping business though. Well, considering that this person knows about online retail prices better than anyone else, dropshipping could be a great business for them. To create this website, once again, the person needed to spend money on a domain name for their website and hosting, which, as I mentioned before, ranges somewhere between $60 and $100. If you stay simple. And nobody knows how many hours to create an app that costs nobody knows how much. So you can see all the estimations on the screen. These small businesses are great, but they all require a hefty sum of startup money. The most affordable ones cost about $2,000 to start. I don't mention that some of them require serious knowledge in a specific field. Dropshipping is such a buzzword, but come on, starting your own online store requires almost no startup budget. If you don't have a serious amount of money that you can invest or you don't have a special knowledge, dropshipping could be just what you need at the beginning. It's an awesome type of business for beginners. Let's compare. I'm going to show you my favorite platform, Salvia. This is a US-based e-commerce supplier, so those of you who associate dropshipping with 1-month delivery from AliExpress, drop it. Salvia offers quick shipping of 1 to 3 business days, no complaints from customers. With Salvia Pro, you can get a turnkey store that will be made according to your preferences. Try it out for 2 weeks and then decide if you want to have it or not. You can start by subscribing to Salvia only for $39 a month. For this money, you will get access to a wide range of best-selling products, t-shirt included, and additional features that will ease your life as a starting entrepreneur. It allows you to run up to 10 online stores with a single account. You can launch one store with t-shirts, one with beauty products, and one with pet products, all for the same subscription price. To calculate the total startup budget, we need to add domain and hosting for each site. So you will need about $150 to start. If you don't want to deal with setting everything up yourself, order a free turnkey store. It will be made for you according to your interests and wishes. Choose whatever option and be sure that we've got your back. Also, check out this video to learn what it's like to launch your own brand from scratch. If you like this video about different business stories, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Ask questions or suggest a topic for a new video in the comment section below. See you soon. Bye!